Inside Mo's kitchen, inside Mo's kitchen, where all things are light, all things are light with Mo, the vegan oracle.
Hey guys, what's up? This is Chef Mo from Hey guys, what's up? This is Chef Mo from Inside Mo's Kitchen, and we are here today to talk about eggplant vegan bacon. So we're not just going to talk about it, we're also going to make it. So as a vegan, and it's particularly as a chef, I'm always getting questions about what do you do for meat substitutes? What do you eat? How do you survive? Aren't you always hungry? All of these like ridiculous questions, right, on the surface, but I'm understanding. I'm a very compassionate person. So I understand for people who aren't really hip to the vegan lifestyle, or who are transitioning into the vegan lifestyle, or who are curious about the vegan lifestyle, especially a lot of the older generations, meat is like sustenance, right? How do you survive without meat? You have to have meat for protein. If you don't have protein, you'll die. All a myth, okay? And we're going to talk about a little bit about that today, but what I really want to focus on is this eggplant bacon. So eggplant is really versatile. I love eggplant. When I wasn't vegan, when I would go to like Olive Garden or any place like that, like Maggiano's, I would always get the eggplant parmesan. Of course, it was like loaded in cheese, but that was like my first introduction to eggplant. Now, when I transitioned vegan, which was a lot easier for me than most people because I was not a meat eater. I was always a seafood girl. My mom was from Florida. It's from Florida. So it's always been a part of my culture, but meat was never an issue for me. It was always seafood. But once I got past the seafood stage, it was like, clean selling. But so eggplant is really versatile. I use eggplants on the grill. I make grilled skewers. I use eggplant, of course, as a pasta substitute for my lasagnas. I use eggplant for eggplant bacon. I use eggplant. I've made eggplant mousse. I know that sounds crazy, but it was really yummy. I use eggplant in a lot of different ways, but today we're going to focus on eggplant bacon. Now, why I chose eggplant bacon for this particular recipe is I really want to do like a bacon series, That tends to be like the biggest thing, like what do you eat for bacon? But it's really a great version of bacon because it allows you to get really crispy, right, on the outside. You can pick it up, you can bend it, like you heard that snap, like it's crispy, right? But it's also has this chewy component to it. So it gives you the texture of bacon. And that's what being a vegan is all about. It's not about creating the same eating habits, right? We almost need to change our eating habits. And that's a whole nother video about like, you don't need to eat the same way you were eating before you were vegan. Like that's not, anyways. But for people who like bacon, it gives you that bacon texture, and that's what we're trying to aim for. Of course, it's not going to taste like bacon. There's no way you can make something taste like bacon. I don't care what they say, unless you're using imitation, pork flavoring. But this is a great way to fulfill those cravings. So we have some here. I'm going to put this to the side until the very end of the video. I'll put it underneath at my table spot. So we're gonna start off making the bacon. I have the finished bacon. I also have some marinated bacon because I like to marinate mine for at least overnight, or at least up to 3 to 4 hours. And I'm not gonna wait to do that for the video. So I pulled like a Rachel Ray move, and I was like, hey, let me make it ahead of time so I can just pull it on out. So let's get started. Okay, so this is what we will call our fancy eggplant. This eggplant I've had for like 5 days now, so it's like, and it's also been out oxidizing, which happens to potatoes and apples and things like that. Once it's cut, it starts to brown just because of the O2, so don't pay that any attention. There's nothing wrong with this eggplant. So this is this very simple recipe. Like you cannot mess this recipe up. So there's only 4 ingredients. Well, 5 counting the eggplant. So there's the eggplant, we have liquid smoke, we have coconut aminos, and then mixed up in the liquid smoke and the coconut aminos is some smoked paprika and some Himalayan sea salt. Now, if you want to add garlic salt, you can, but to me, that kind of takes away from the bacon flavor. But it does add, garlic always adds everything. So what you're going to do is you are just going to start by just going ahead and getting as thin as possible. Like, so for my real chefs out here, the best thing that you could use this, like, to do this is to use a mandolin. So that would give you like perfect thin slices. But my knife skills are, you know, they're a little rusty because I ain't been in school in forever. But like, that was a really bad cut, Morgan. But we still gonna use it. So yeah, just get as thin as you possibly can. Like, if you are a trained chef or something like that, a julienne would be the perfect cut for this. Not a fine julienne, that would be like paper thin, but a julienne would be really good for this. And so the reason why you want to get it so thin is because you want to get that crispy, that snap that you heard in the beginning of the video. You really want to get that snap. So this piece is gonna, you know, be a little bit thicker just because I can't grip without cutting my finger off. But I'll go back. And if you're not comfortable with a knife, like, don't, you know, I'm really comfortable with this knife. So this one's gonna be a little bit thicker, but that's okay. And then what I like to do when I get to this part is come from underneath. But again, you really want to be friendly with your knife here. So this is what we have here. Now we're gonna just move that out the way. So we have 1/4 a cup of coconut aminos here. Again, there's smoked paprika. If you don't want to use coconut aminos, you can also use like steak sauce or what is it called? Worcestershire or something. It's like, I can't, WOR, you know what I'm talking about. It's like in the steak family. You can also substitute that as well, but I prefer coconut aminos just because I know that it is indeed, you know, vegan, organic, doesn't have soy in it. Like, they put soy in everything, and I'm not the soy person, you know, like, I still give my kids soy and stuff, but every blue moon. But yeah, so what I'm doing is I'm just mixing these up because I want to make sure that each one is very coated, right? So I took those and I put these right there, right here. Just kind of stack them on top of each other to make sure each one is really coated. Coconut aminos smells like soy sauce. So if you wanted to know what the flavor profile of that is, I substitute coconut aminos for all of my like Asian and Thai dishes and stuff like that. Just because it's a healthier alternative to soy sauce. And plus, a lot of soy sauce has a lot of sugar in it. So be mindful of that. This is a liquid smoke. This is 1 tablespoon of liquid smoke. This also has the pink Himalayan sea salt. This is what's going to give it that meaty, smoky smell. And I use liquid smoke in a lot of different recipes, y'all. It's really a lifesaver. So you want to be careful at this point because your eggplant is wet, so it's going to be very easy to break. And the more that you can get these to stay together, the more uniform your bacon pieces are going to be. So I'm going to put like the little broken baby pieces. I like to put those on the top so I know that like the ones on the bottom are solid. Like this one's pretty solid. All right. So then you're just going to set that aside. And I'll clean up really quick. And here, I'm going to take that and put that there. We have some that has already been marinated. I'm going to check and just make sure that, yeah, we have some that has already been marinated. So you see like this is ready to go. So, yep. And when it's time to bake, I'm going to just show you guys what you're gonna do, and I'll put like a little extra. I use the same piece, but I use my other one. Just gonna flip it over. So when it's time to go in the oven, which these are not ready, you're gonna put these in, you're gonna line them up, make sure they're not touching, and you're gonna bake them in the oven for about 15 minutes on 475. After 15 minutes, you're gonna turn it off. You're gonna turn the oven off, and then you're gonna let them sit in the oven for another 30 minutes. That's gonna make sure that, again, you get the nice, you're gonna leave them in for another 30, 45 minutes, because that's gonna give you that. I already snapped that one. You hear that? You hear that? You hear that? That's what you want. See if I can find another piece. No. Yeah, this is a good one. You know? So you want it to be snappy like. Yeah, so I want to eat a piece just so y'all can like see someone eating it, but I have to tear it off. And it's chewy, but it's crunchy at the same time. Has a really good smoky flavor profile. The smoked paprika really comes out. Now, if you do want to make it a little sweet, because sometimes the coconut aminos and the liquid smoke can give it like a really earthy taste, is you can add a little maple syrup, and that's going to give it a sweet taste. So if you want it to be more like, I tend to like mine with like a little sweet taste. I should have put that in this recipe, but I'm telling you now. So if you do want to make it a little bit less of a smoky, earthier flavor, then add 1 tablespoon of maple syrup or agave. It's up to you. So I hope you guys love this recipe. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel and like this video. This was Chef Mo making eggplant vegan bacon. Peace.